There's another beautiful sunrise happening over there, but I'd have to actually go that direction with the quadcopter to see it. I saw it when I took Duncan to school here just a few minutes ago.
And a proper good morning to you, finally. I am awake, I am alert, I am on my way out. It's like 8:30 in the morning and I'm heading out a little earlier than I normally would. But since I had to take Duncan to school this morning, I figured I might as well go ahead and get a start to the day. It was just an absolutely breathtaking sunset this morning, and unfortunately I had to almost completely miss it. I saw a little teeny bit of it when I dropped Duncan off at school, but then got home, had to get everything ready, get myself ready, sit with Ellis while Christina got stuff ready for dinner. She's making an all-day potato soup, which means put a bunch of potato stuff in the crock pot, let it sit for 8 to 10 hours, and then eat it. But I am now on my way into the office. It's actually been, wow, entirely too long since I've been in the office, so I gotta have a meeting with the boss this morning. I've gotta go by somebody's office. Somebody in the IT department, the other IT department, because I think I said a few weeks back, they sent us an email saying, do you have MacBook chargers? Do you have enough MacBook chargers to all of the Mac users in the company? And I said, well, I have one MacBook charger, and it's frayed, because when they gave it to me, it was very clearly old and used. So I'm hoping to get at least one new MacBook charger. And as soon as this light changes, I'll be out of here. And actually, it is excellent timing that I switched back over to using the OnePlus X, because just this morning I saw that they put out OnePlus X software version 2.2.0. Not a huge amount different to it. They added in manual mode for the camera and the ability to save to an SD card from the camera. So the SD card slot actually becomes significantly more useful. But I checked and it has not shown up on my device yet, so I'll check again after lunch, and if it still hasn't shown up, I will probably go ahead and manually flash it. Like I said, it's good that it showed up now, because that means that I can go ahead and finish the review. It'll be timely again, and hey look, there's the sun. But that gives me an excuse to finish the OnePlus X review this week, so I can move on to the Blue Life 1X, and then maybe, just maybe, when OnePlus releases Marshmallow for the OnePlus 2, and or for the OnePlus X, I can come back and look at it. And just like that, all done. Another good morning meeting with my boss taken care of. As of late, those meetings have actually been really helpful, which makes sense. You know, getting a chance to get one-on-one with your boss to figure out exactly what it is that he's looking for, you know it's got to be useful. And luckily, in this case, it seems like what he's looking for, in addition to what I've already done with the script that I'm writing, should be relatively reasonable. Basically taking what I've already done and adding a little bit of encryption on top of it. It's just certain parts of it. There are some parts they want to make sure are encrypted end to end, and he even gave me information on what to encrypt and how to encrypt it and level of encryption to use and things like that, so hopefully something I can knock out relatively quickly. Other than that, and just testing it out and making sure everything's working appropriately, I've been adding in just more error checking and correction and recovery and logging and all those nice, healthy, happy things you really need to have, and I just hadn't done until now. But since it is Monday and I am in Louisville, I'm actually going to go ahead again and stop by Sam's, because that's what I do. And I have just a ridiculous number of things that I want to try to get done this afternoon when I get back home. I do have the Oculus DK2, which is sitting on my desk at home, and I have not hooked it up yet. That's number one, the thing that has to get done today, because I need to be testing things out with that today, because I'm hopefully, I guess, going to be doing the live stream using the Oculus in VR tomorrow. The goal of that is basically, I think I talked about this a while back, but it's been a while. I want to see if it's possible, while inside of AltSpace, to live stream on YouTube and have it display inside of AltSpace VR. Because they do have the option there, all sorts of public-facing walls where you can, it's like spray painting it on the wall. You just launch whatever it is you've got in your little in-game browser up onto the wall. So if it's a public-facing video, for example, you can say, play this video, and it'll show whatever it is. So in this case, it's going to be a live hangout on air on YouTube that we're going to send to a wall in like a conference room, and I'll be in there as an avatar moving around in the room, but you'll be able to see the video from YouTube on the wall of me playing the game. It's kind of a weird thing, just because it's such a cool product, and they sent me an Oculus to play with for a little while. I'm most likely going to have to send that Oculus back, but oh well. But I am now at Sam's Club, so time to stop. Oh look, there's a Tesla Model S. Don't see those around here very often, so very cool. And there goes the Tesla. And yeah, I normally would not have filmed a car driving away, but it's a Tesla. It's something you gotta do. The lady driving it looked at me really, really funny as she drove away, but I think you're gonna get some looks if you're driving a Tesla. It's just gonna happen. New jeans acquired, good to go. And they were 30% off. Awesome. And it is an absolutely beautiful day, aside from being just cold. Look at the clouds up there. And I cannot stop talking about how great that Taco Bell app is. How great and how terrible. Before I left the outlet mall there, I went ahead and just put in an order because I can do it all online. I had everything customized the way that I wanted it already. I just hit the button for what I wanted. And because I had a gift card from Christmas, so I had that in the app, I just hit go. It had a 25% off coupon already applied for me, for no other reason than I was using the app. So less than $5 out the door. I just stopped by and picked it up. I'm good to go. But I have food and I have new pants and I have all sorts of large amounts of things from Sam's, and now I'm going to take them home. And I am back home, lunch consumed. Boy sleeping. Looks cozy. But he probably ought to be awake because he tends to not want to sleep at night. And since I'm sitting in here with him for a couple of minutes, I decided to pull out my Dell Venue 8 Pro tablet. Take a look at it. It's been a long time since I've turned it on. I did do the upgrade to Windows 10 probably a month ago, and I just haven't really touched it since then. I didn't realize that apparently a tablet that is smaller than a certain size, I think smaller than 10 inches, goes to this weird tablet mode. So it kind of looks like the old Ubuntu netbook interface, if you remember that. But you know, you don't have a Windows menu anymore. You don't really have a desktop. There probably is a way around that. I don't really know. I don't see a desktop button. There used to be one. But it's definitely interesting. There's the desktop. It's just weird I can't get it to go back to the desktop from there. Like I can get to the desktop if I open something, but then as soon as I close it out, it comes back to this menu. But either way, the reason I'm looking at this is, one, when I'm sitting in here, when I'm spending time with him and I can't be at my desk, it'd be helpful to have a Windows device that I can actually fully manage everything on, as opposed to trying to do it all on Android apps or iPad apps. Because like the Android YouTube Studio app is just not that good. All the Android YouTube things, I can't actually fully manage the channel, but having something like this little tablet, I can definitely do that. And actually, the second reason I was looking at this, there's this company, like I said, I deal with a lot of little Chinese companies where they'll say, you know, we have this whole suite of products. Are there any of these you'd like to look at? Another one sent me an email last night. I took a look through their whole collection. Large amount of just chargers and cables and batteries and stuff like that, Bluetooth accessories. But one thing that stood out for me is they make a Windows 10 tablet, and it's a 10-inch Windows 10 tablet. I did a quick Google search for it. There aren't really that many videos on that specific tablet out there. There are a lot of videos on very similar ones. It's Chinese branded thing, so it most likely is just a rebrand. But the specs on it are almost identical to the little HDMI PC stick that I reviewed very, very recently, the Quantum Azul Quantum PC stick. But it's that inside of a 10-inch tablet, which comes with a keyboard, dock, and everything. And they retail on that's like $200, which is a little high for a Windows tablet. For a Windows tablet that's not like a Core i something. It's got an Atom processor in it. But I figured I'd ask him about it and just see if they'd do it. You know, I figured I would just shoot for it. The worst thing that they can do is say no. Uh-oh, he's starting to wake up. I see eyeballs in there. And he has his pacifier up his sleeve. He's saving that in there for later. Hey, I thought you were waking up. Were you lying to me? There he is. Well, the last couple of hours have been extraordinarily stressful and amazingly awesome. I finally got around to setting up the Oculus DK2. I've had it out of the box for several days now. I actually was planning to do a full unboxing video about it, but then I realized, you know, the Oculus DK2 has been out for a really long time. Again, not something that I really ought to be doing an unboxing setup video on, but I got it all hooked up. I got into AltSpace VR using it after absolutely beating my head against the wall with it. Everything is working at the moment, but I think the plan is that I'm going to be able to go into AltSpace and do a live stream on YouTube at the same time. AltSpace wants me to do a live hangout on air in AltSpace. So it's kind of confusing to put it that way, but I'll have on one monitor my AltSpace setup where I'm seeing things, interacting with people in the live space. If you happen to see this before it, it's going to be happening at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Again, I'll put a link down in the description on January 26th, and I'm going to be in AltSpace. There's actually an event that's been created. I'll just have a link to it and you can see that. And while that event is going on, up on the wall in the event, we're going to be displaying the live hangout on air that I'll be doing on YouTube at the same time. So you can see me wearing the Oculus. I can take it off and answer questions to the camera. I can move around inside the space looking and talking to people. It's just an idea that I threw out to the AltSpace people and they loved it, so we're gonna give it a shot. I just had a meeting with them at the end of the 2-hour block of trying to get Oculus to work right, and basically the meeting was, do you have everything you need for tomorrow? I think so. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow then. So yeah, I'll just go ahead and say it again. Links in the description if you want to come hang out 4 p.m. Eastern time. I'm sure if you go to the AltSpace link, it will have all the info as to where it is, when it is, for where you are. Words. Brain hurts. The bad thing is tomorrow at 6 p.m. I think we're supposed to head back over to the photo studio where we had our pictures made last weekend or whenever, to look over the pictures and decide what of those that we want to actually purchase, which is a problem because 4 p.m. here, if it lasts for an hour or more, it's going to be really tight trying to do all of that, get dinner, and get to the photo studio. It's going to be really, really tight. We may be having McDonald's again. We're not going to have McDonald's again. You're doing tummy time on mommy? Tummy to tummy.
He likes it a little better like this.
That is a little more fun. It's up in the air and he can look around and see stuff as opposed to having to really work hard to lift himself. Is that much better? Gives you a place to throw up. Right down mommy's shirt. Oh, I find you. Oh no, he found me. And now he's angry. Hello there. Hi. What are you doing? I'm gonna get you. And it is food time, and as per usual, that's not what we're eating, is it?
No.
Oh well. Potato soup. This is what I was calling the all-day potato soup, all-day-to soup. Yep. You like that? Yeah. He's just staring you down. You're not ready for potato soup yet. Nope. Of course, you don't need much in terms of teeth to eat it. But Duncan's not even ready for it, as we can see. It is much, much, much later, and I'm exhausted. Sorry, guys. I actually had intended, I left my camera over there on the treadmill desk. I was going to walk through this room and just do a very quick, this is what I need to do, because I've gotten so overwhelmed with this office that I can't focus. I've told you guys in the past, been a long time ago, I'm sure, you can tell my state of mind by the state of my office. And right now, if you look around in here, I'm a wreck. But unfortunately, tonight was the night that Christina had to go to Kroger, so I ended up with Ellis, who was eating and then fussy and then sleeping. And I just basically sat here and dealt with him like the whole time. And then once she got back, it was time to put Duncan through the shower, and it's 9:30 at this point. So it's not, you know, the end of the evening or anything, but it's close. And I've got videos that I need to make. I've got so many things that I need to continue doing that the rest of the office just ends up a shambles as a result. And yeah, 5,300 steps, so I'm nowhere near where I need to be. Too much, no time. It is a seriously short amount of time later, and I'm already starting to feel just a little bit better. I took just a little bit of time, like I said. Started clearing the desk off, making room, putting things away, getting things kind of pared down. Still got work to do, still got ways to go. But that is immensely better. Again, still got a long ways to go on it. And to make it more fun, we're actually riding the hoverboard. Haven't turned this thing on in a while, and I'm just tooling around on it and having fun while cleaning. Yes, I did take the Fallout Anthology out of its packaging. I don't know if I'll ever even open it and play it or anything. It's the first 3 Fallout games, and I don't really intend to look backward, but there's no sense leaving it in the box, just the same way with the PS4. I don't know if I'll spend a lot of time playing it, but there's no reason to leave it in the box. And doing all of this has sort of allowed me to find, okay, these are things that still need to be looked at, still need to have videos made about them, so start prioritizing, just little by little, one thing at a time. Take a breath. And the weird thing is I think I need to figure out something to do about this whole area. The desk, there's not a whole lot I can do about it other than just clean it up. But this area, like I've got this big white thing here in the corner, and I've got this whole set of bookshelves, which actually has a lot of books on it. What I'm super tempted to do, I was watching a video from Dom Esposito earlier. Couldn't see myself, now I can. Dom Esposito, his YouTube channel, I think it's called Mac Mixon, something like that. He's really well-known YouTuber, tech YouTuber, and he was doing an office setup tour. And one of the things that he pointed out was his office storage solution, where he's got drawers with just dividers and everything, and that's where all of his stuff goes. So much space. And it looks like it's only slightly larger than this bookshelf. And it's from IKEA. So we may be making a trip up to IKEA here in the very near future. It's like a $500 setup, but I would gladly pay $500 and find someplace else in the house to put all of this with all the books on it. I'd have a section in there for just quadcopters. I'd have a section in there for cables, a section in there for audio equipment, a section for lenses, a section for, you know, cameras and whatnot, and just have a place to put everything so that it's not all out on display on this big box thing. This is a display piece. This is not for real storage, and I've been treating it as if it were just a plain old storage unit. I've just been kind of plopping stuff in here, like this is all sort of camera lenses, and this is all sort of audio equipment, and so on and so forth forever. And it's gotten me thinking about it again. I'm at the point where it's like, what do I do? I'm overwhelmed and overloaded. I know this is a bad problem to have. I'm not really complaining about having this problem. I'm complaining about allowing myself to get so overwhelmed and packed under with things rather than doing something about it. Oh, holy crap, guys, I feel so much better. I can't even describe it, just how great it feels to clean out, to clear out, to get my desk back in order, to reclaim my desk. And actually, after I finished doing all that earlier, I did take a little bit of time. I've gone ahead and edited the video about the Nanook DJI Osmo case, not Osmo, DJI Phantom 3 case. I have one last little bit of B-roll to record about it. I'm trying to decide how I want to do it. I can either put the case back up on the table where I had it, and I'll have to wait until tomorrow to actually do it. I literally only need about 5 seconds showing pulling up the handle and rolling the case. Now, like I said, I can stick it up on the table and just show the handle extending, which is actually more difficult than it sounds because really big case would take a much, much wider angle lens. So maybe it's better to do it the other way. The other way I was thinking was to actually put the case out there in the hallway tomorrow when it's actually light outside. Point some lights over that way, point the G7 at it, pull the handle up, tilt it, and walk away. Just do it kind of funny, kind of amusing. Maybe do it while I'm staring at the camera the whole time. You know, just pull a face or something. But after that, the video will be done. So maybe I'll do that first thing in the morning, wrap it all up so I can get it up by like 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. I was doing a little bit of reading earlier, and apparently there's some science out there that between 2 and 4 p.m. on most weekdays is the best time to upload videos in terms of just pulling in that initial view count. Today's video would go against that idea just because it was for the RemoCam and it's only got like 400 views on it at this point. I did figure out, however, why the Nexus 5X review gained views as quickly as it did. Someone posted it over on Reddit, which I'm not complaining about. That is absolutely awesome. The video is now closing in on like 4,000 views, and it's only been up for a couple of days, so that is amazing. I need to go ahead and do the OnePlus X review once I get 2.2 on there. Meant to do that earlier, just didn't happen. But you know what? I'm probably going to go ahead and wrap things up for today. A bit of a long day tomorrow. As I mentioned, I do have that AMA. Again, link will be down in the video description, and the people that come over to help clean our house are coming tomorrow. That's another part of the reason I wanted to go ahead and get this office as clean as possible before they came in. So tomorrow's going to be a long day. Today's been an amazingly long day and just a painful one that's now so much better. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for spending the day with me and my family, and we will see you again tomorrow. Bye guys.